told you, you can't. You're mad. You can't. You can't. I know you.
It's no secret that King Harris and T.I have had their fair share of drama. But buckle up because things are about to get a whole lot messier. Word on the street is that King is about to become a dad, and it's got T.I ready to explode. That's right, folks. King knocked up his girlfriend, and sources are saying T.I is not happy about this one bit. We've got the scalding hot tea for you, so let's dive right in. T.I announces. Y'all, we already know that T.I and King are involved in family drama every other day, and given their troubled relationship, it's not surprising. What is surprising is that it was T.I himself who broke the news of his son's fatherhood to the public. Interesting, right? In case you missed the tea, here's the full scoop. T.I announced the news during an interview with Hot 107.9. He said,
I got 2 grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, fans weren't really thrilled about it because T.I has always pointed out how unstable and irresponsible King is. So it's no wonder he got himself into this kind of trouble so soon. It's pretty obvious at this point that King is desperately trying to win his father's approval by following in his steps of an unstable life, and given the circumstances, he is acing it out here. Anyway, the news quickly sent fans into a frenzy, with many eager to learn more about King's mysterious baby mama. It wasn't long before fans discovered a profile of a woman who goes by the name Nana, who is pregnant with a baby boy, and apparently has a close connection with the King. Not only does King follow her on social media, but so do many members of his family.
He don't never tell me no. Buy me what I ask for. I get out the Julio and I'm...
Since this news came out of the blue, fans believe that Nana might be in it for the money. Honestly though, even if we isolate the stigma, it's all pretty obvious at this point. This isn't just a narrative, because most fans believe it's closer to the truth. Just like this fan, who hit the nail on the head saying, "She's smart. This is how you use a man to come up. She's not with King for his looks, intellect, or protection. She has now access to fame and fortune by a dumb proxy named King Harris. She is next to wealth. T.I and Tiny will 100% take care and fall in love with her baby. Now she doesn't have to work. She can literally do a reality TV show. She can start a business. She can model anything she wants because she has access to the same resources as King. Finding an ignorant, uneducated, gullible man is the new job in 2024. She never has to sleep with King again. Congrats, Nana." Cold, harsh, but the truth nonetheless. In addition to that, T.I didn't hold back when he joked about using his future grandchild to give King a taste of his own medicine. When he casually dropped the news that Tiny's sweetheart was expecting, T.I quipped that he'd make sure King's son causes as much trouble as King has given him. "I told him I'm gonna make him, this is the greatest gangster of all time. I will raise this child to T.U. the way you tortured me," he laughed. "I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one." Now let's be real, joke or not, that's a pretty unsettling thing to say. T.I basically admitted he'd use this child as a tool for revenge. And honestly, that's raising more than a few eyebrows. I mean, we've all seen how King turned out, so is this really the best parenting strategy? You see, King has a checkered past of missteps that have been attributed to him adopting the image of someone who has lived a life of struggle. And from the looks of it, T.I.'s influence is making it worse. You see, during an interview with On the Willie D Live Show podcast, he claimed that King's personality might lead him to trouble sooner than later. King is really the personality that he has assumed for himself. And all in all, it's really just a personality, because he's not out there selling no dope and committing crimes and nothing like that. Both of them have had a few altercations with each other and with other people. If you ask me, King is literally the carbon copy of his father, but he isn't ready for that conversation. Things got heated between T.I and King last fall, and it all went down in public during an Atlanta Falcons NFL game at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life.
Nigga, you did have a silver spoon.
Look, Tip used to have to come to my grandma's house, because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby.
Apparently, King's frustration over being labeled privileged hit a boiling point, and a family scuffle broke out right in front of the crowd. Footage captured the fiery exchange, even showing T.I appearing to put his son in a headlock. Of course, T.I later downplayed the moment, describing it as a bear hug that just happened to end with, well, a headlock maneuver. Whatever you want to call it, it's clear this family showdown was anything but a gentle embrace.
You can talk to me. Until then, Ain't nothing going. Ain't nobody getting nothing going. Nothing. Call who you need to call, do what you need to do.
Tiny Harris intervened to disagree with her son, explaining that he did grow up with a silver spoon. On the contrary, King disagreed and explained that he grew up primarily at his grandmother's house. Tiny and T.I rejected his statement by explaining that King allegedly cried every day to go to his grandmother's house. "I don't want to be in these gates. I want to be in the neighborhood. That's why I want to be over there." Well, no one was believing T.I one bit, cuz the very next day from the brawl, King posted an image with a busted eye saying, "Still got my chain. P.S. You should see them." After the incident, King Harris took to his Instagram story with a few words. In his posts, he explained that he stands on business and won't let anyone play in his face or taunt him. Additionally, Harris seemed to accuse his father of faking an image for the internet. He said, "If I'm a mistake, say that. Stop making the world think you FW me when you don't, and be faking an image for the internet, and it ain't me." To be fair, T.I has a habit of bringing King down one way or the other. Remember when T.I made fun of Harris's new teeth and his sister defended him saying, "Don't talk about my brother like that"? If it takes a 7-year-old to knock some sense into you, you've got something seriously wrong with your brains, T.I. Harris isn't the only family member to have come to King's defense amid the clowning. Tiny shared a clip of her son recently, revealing his new smile to the family, writing a message to haters. Had to post slide 2 for the hashtag Big Teeth Patrol to show his smile been ASF before. They're just white now. Either way, he loves them, and that's all that matters. Regardless to what he does, everyone always seems to have their personal perspective of him, which is fine. But y'all don't really know him. Truth is real, and the ladies love him. But by August, fans believed that King had shown signs of maturing past his alter ego. After explaining that his famous parent did require he pay them rent, he acknowledged that his goal is to get his own home and take on adult responsibilities, not to freeload. At the time, people suspected that his mild blowout with T.I had set him straight, but the catalyst for his upgraded attitude may have more to do with him soon becoming a father. Speaking of fathers, in an interview with The Breakfast Club, T.I admitted that King had a few characteristics in common with his former problematic self. In addition to that, he claimed that he wouldn't wish his tough upbringing on King or his siblings. They would all benefit from life lessons learned through struggle. I do see some of the tenacity in King that I had. You know what I'm saying? Some of the gotta make it, no matter what type ish. Like, he really pushing like he came out the welfare line. I do want that for him. I don't want to be there to see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it'll break my heart to see it, you know? But yeah, I would mind if I could fall asleep for like 2-3 years and then woke up. They was like, "Man, we glad you up, man. We was struggling like MF. Got D. We ain't 8. You know, I think that would offer them some principles that would benefit them. That kind of ish. You can't teach that. That kind of tenacity. That kind of diehard, you know? Just resiliency. Can't teach that ish." Well, objectively speaking, T.I failed this task. Because why else would King be this obnoxious and out of control if he had done his job right? King controversies. Now, don't get it twisted. King's definitely found trouble all on his own. But here's the kicker. It seems like he's been acting out for his father's approval. And guess what? It's still nowhere in sight. The kid's barely stepped into his 20s, yet he's already got a criminal record hanging over him. It's like he's trying to outdo himself in bad decisions, all while waiting for that elusive pat on the back from T.I. Crazy, right? In May 2022, King really took things to a whole new level when a quick stop at Waffle House almost turned into a full-blown brawl. After his order got messed up, what started as a simple misunderstanding spiraled into an Instagram Live showdown. King went off on an employee named Jennifer, throwing out some serious shade. He snapped, "Everything you make, I can pull out of my pocket right now." But it didn't stop there. When a male employee tried to calm things down, he got dragged into the chaos too. Before storming out with his food, King even threatened to jump behind the counter and pistol whip the guy. Talk about taking things way too far. And believe it or not, these are T.I.'s exact words about why he encouraged King from staying away from public conflicts. Of course, I spoke with my son, me and his uncles. We were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who's at another level in life. I had to explain to him that when people are not living like the way they hope they would live, and here you are, walking in, enjoying so much freedom and luxury, and you know people are going to posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you are going to have to enjoy your life. You have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life. Listen, T.I., I think you got it all backwards. What about accountability, mutual respect, decent conduct? Ever heard of that? I don't understand why T.I. preached to King to stay away from public conflicts to enjoy life. Make it make sense. As you can imagine, fans ripped into T.I. for bringing King up this way. It's disturbing how T.I. downplayed the cook. Like, humble yourself, bro. Because you could lose everything in a blink. Having money doesn't give you the right to disrespect anyone. No one is talking about his grades, etc., because the issue was the disrespectful way he approached the workers for his order being wrong. And really, if pickles were the only problem, just throw them out. I'm just saying the true problem is King, not the workers. Respect is everything. Not long after that Waffle House fiasco, King found himself in hot water again, this time for something as minor as not wearing a seatbelt. But things escalated quickly when he refused to comply with the police, leading to his arrest on 4 charges. Within days, his mugshot was all over the internet. Instead of laying low, King jumped right back on social media, proudly declaring, "The King is back, bruh. I'm back. I'm free." He shared the details of the run-in, making it clear that he wasn't about to let a little jail time knock his confidence. Now, what do you think T.I. did after his son had a tour behind bars? Well, he got on Club Shay Shay and started blasting his son to take a break. T.I. claimed that King could use a timeout, adding that he has spoken to his son in the past about the potential consequences of his actions. He said, "The media doesn't talk enough about the good part. All they do is focus on the bad, because that gets the most clicks. I try to make him aware of that. When we're young, we speak on things on how we think they should be rather than acknowledging them for how they really are." As much criticism I received about my son, I would like to shed light on the fact we all got bad A kids. They can seem like I'm the only one on here who got bad A kids. If that wasn't enough, he decided to drag Harris once more on Instagram saying, "Got a small request. Stop hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandma? His A going to prison if he keeps up. His A going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it, because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's going to turn out. King's a good kid. He's chasing after the wrong S. And I trust in God to deal with it the way he sees fit. Now he's going to have to go through it and get through it. Life is going to teach him all the lessons he needs to know." Allegations against couple. Well, it looks like the apple doesn't really fall far from the tree. You see, T.I. has had more than his fair share of controversy. And honestly, King's troubles seem like a drop in the bucket compared to what his father has faced. Back in 2021, T.I. was hit with some serious A allegations. Remember Sabrina Peterson, the CEO of Glam University, who came forward with a shocking claim that T.I. held a gun to her head in front of her children? On January 27, 2021, she posted on Instagram saying, "The sad part about being a woman and being a black woman is this. The public praises our predators. T.I., you put a G to my head in front of children, and I never called the police on you. But for years, you have painted me as the villain." It's not the kind of thing you brush off, especially when you consider T.I.'s past legal woes. And yet here he is publicly condemning Atlanta council member Felicia Moore for proposing a noise ordinance that would affect Atlanta's recording studios. T.I. wrote, "Our culture runs this town, ma'am. These studios, and the creatives that work in them, have laid foundation and paved ways to create opportunities for this city like nothing else could. Yeah, we might get loud. No, we're not perfect, but we contributed to this city's culture and economic growth consistently for decades." Sabrina, who used to be a close friend of Tiny, didn't hold back either. She called for Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms to cut ties with T.I., saying, "You can't have a person that has victimized women speak for us." With allegations like that hanging over him, it makes King's brushes with the law look tame in comparison. But wait, it gets worse. Since Sabrina's initial accusation, more than 15 other women have come forward to recount their alleged encounters of ST and SA with the rapper and his wife Tiny, some saying that they were as young as 15 years old at the time of their attack. One woman claimed in a message to Sabrina saying, "I watched him drag girls back and forth from the bedroom to the bathroom to the living room. One girl was crying because she wanted to leave, but they refused to give her her phone to call an Uber." While fans are unsure of what transpired between the former friends, Sabrina assured her Instagram followers that her recent allegations are just the beginning. She wrote on Instagram, "Too many victims to turn my back. I didn't know how many women he truly hurt and didn't know what made me finally say something. Nonetheless, I'm blessed that I did." Honestly, with role models like that, it isn't any surprise that King's sense of right and wrong might be a little warped. When your dad's out here facing serious allegations like holding a firearm to someone's head, it's hard to imagine the moral compass at home pointing in the right direction. It kind of puts King's antics in perspective, doesn't it? That's all for today. If you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos like this.